Well, thanks, Lauren. I got to tell you, Jimbo, as you know, we talk about raising techniques here over at the Jägermeister workbench, and off the deep end is where we do it. Certainly, you're going to find a Wahoo in the deep water. So,
Correct.
Jimbo, what do you look for when you're Wahoo fishing?
Well, what we like to look for is some blue water with some north current. We do catch them in the green water occasionally, but we think that the blue water looks a lot better, so the fish must think that as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, certainly on the Thomas Flyer, you guys know what to look for. Now, floating debris, I hear a lot of the captains talk about floating debris.
Right. The Wahoo, just like the dolphin, will hang around floating debris because there's food there for them to eat, but they're usually down deep. The dolphin are going to be up on the top, the Wahoos are down underneath, so in order to get them, you want to get a bait down deep to where they're down there eating. So what we like to do is troll a deep diving Rapala Magnum.
Right. Oh, this one looks like it's
That
got
one's
some
seen some action.
high mileage, baby.
This one has seen a few as well.
Oh,
now,
God.
the Wahoos that we catch on the floating debris typically is not the size of the ones that we're going to catch high-speed trolling.
Right.
But they're Wahoo nonetheless. Now, definitely you want to put a piece of wire leader on because they do have razor blade for teeth.
Right.
And if you don't have any wire, you might as well say goodbye to your lure. What will also work is if you drop a deep jig with the glowworm down there, jig it up real fast. You control a spoon around there. But I found that these Rapala Magnums work as good as anything, and you can just snap it on there and you're good to go.
All right, now, a few years ago, high-speed trolling had really got evolved. So
Right.
let's talk a little bit about that rig.
Well, high-speed trolling, you don't necessarily have to high-speed troll. We catch a lot of them at normal trolling speeds, like I mentioned, but high-speed trolling, you're going to cover a lot of ground, and you're going to find where they're at, hopefully. So high-speed trolling, we're talking 10 to 15 knots. Some guys even go faster than that, but I mean, the old Thomas Flyer has trouble going that fast.
You only do what you can do, baby.
Yeah. 10 knots look good for a long time. But at those speeds, you need to keep your bait in the water because they're going to be flying out of the water. So you want a heavy lure.
Right.
Plus, you need to, if you're not fishing on a wire line, that's going to get it down deep. If you're fishing on braid or mono, you need something to help keep it in the water. So they make these cigar weights just for Wahoos with a piece of cable coming out each end because this ultimately looks like a lure going through the water to
And
that
the Wahoos
Wahoo.
bite it.
They bite it all the time.
No doubt.
If you have monofilament and it bites short, you're going to lose your whole rig.
Right.
So they have these cables on there to help prevent any cutoffs. So what you want to do, you hook your swivel off your rod to one end. You have about, you can fish 20 feet of wire leader, 15 feet, whatever, you know, some people go longer, some shorter, and then your lure at the end.
Got it.
But main thing, you want to keep your lure in the water.
Got it.
Now this lure here looks like it's seen a little action. I see the skirts all cut up.
Actually, Jimbo, this is the one that we caught when we were filming a Sportsman's Adventure episode over in Chub Key in the pocket with Ian Rademacher. This is the lure that we caught the 80-pounder on. But the thing that a lot of these lures, if you see, the ones that are got the short skirts out of my little lure box here,
Right.
is that they like the dark colors.
Yes.
Now, my question to you, Jimbo, the tunas are early in the morning, late in the evening biters.
Right.
Do you think the Wahoos are that, or they just like the darker colors because they're able to silhouette it from way down deep?
I believe it's a silhouette, but I've caught them using pink lures. I've caught them using blue and white.
Right.
If you drag it over their head, I think they're going to eat it ultimately. And you mentioned that the low light feeders like the tunas, what I found, the Wahoos are very tide oriented, especially if you're fishing off the Bahama Bank. At slack tide, you'll get a bite at times. At the start of the outgoing, maybe the end of the incoming, you got to figure it out. It's different all the time, but they are very tidal oriented because it's bait fish oriented too.
Hey, good job. I'm glad to have you here on the set.
Glad to be here.
We appreciate you very much.